Hey book friends, so I don't know what it is about 2025, but this year has been the year that I really want to read all the 2025 new releases. They all sound really good to me, and I have picked up so many of them. I've read half of them. I was about to say I haven't read very many, but I read half. I've read all of these books, so I'll pop them up. So I've read a decent amount, but I was looking at my shelves and I still have about 11 books that I really want to read. I bought them because I thought I was going to read them right away. So this vlog is dedicated to tackling the books left on my 2025 new release list. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back, all the things. Like I said, I'm going to do a bit of a reading vlog where I'm going to try to read the 2025 releases on my shelves. Now I'm going to hold up the 11 options that I could potentially pick, but I'm only going to read like 3 of them or something like that. But I do have The Raven Scholar by Antonio Hodgson. I have The Ash Fire King. I've put this in so many videos, by Chelsea Abdullah. I have Wild Dark Shores. I picked this up from Book of the Month by Charlotte McConaughey. I have The Two Lies of Faven Scythe by Megan E. O'Keefe. I really want to read this. I haven't heard anybody talking about it as opposed to this one. I've heard so many people talk about this one. I still have to read Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Then I picked up a few more Book of the Month books, like These Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. This one has kind of like an inheritance games sort of flair to it, so I really want to read that. Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. I really loved Ready or Not. And then we have the latest Riley Sager. Oh, I really want to read this. With a Vengeance. And then Our Infinite Fates. This was a book from earlier in the year, but I'm still so very intrigued, and it's by Laura Steven. And then I have 2 books that I haven't even hauled yet. I think I'll probably be doing a haul soon, but I'm going to show you anyway. I did pick up the latest book by Jennifer Lynn Barnes in the Inheritance Games world called Glorious Rivals. It's the second book in kind of the new spin-off series. Very excited. And then this book, I'm really excited. I think this will be going on my fall TBR, which should be coming soon-ish. I'm going to be filming that shortly. It's called The Glittering Edge by Alyssa Valaire. It's a YA witchy kind of book. Those are the options. And honestly, guys, there's like about 5 books I intend to purchase before the end of the year. So those ones could get thrown on here as well. But if I could tackle 3 of these, I would be so impressed with myself. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pick the books. I think, you know what, I'm going to mood read. I'm going to pick them up as I go. So I'm not going to tell you even what I'm going to read right now because I don't even know, but I will decide, and you guys will see in the first clip. So I picked a book to start this vlog off with. I decided to go with These Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. So now I did look up this author because I thought it was maybe a debut author that I've just never heard of. And I think she's written mostly like historical romance, which sounds really interesting to kind of take it into maybe a contemporary sort of setting. So I've made it about 70 pages as I've been getting ready this morning. We're heading to like the county fair. Like I said, we just moved, and I grew up in small town, Montana, and we now live outside of the Denver metro area in a kind of small town, and it's like delightful, more delightful than I expected. But let me tell you about this book really quick before we head out. So this is a family drama. This is about a kind of messed up rich family whose father dies. We're following our main character of Alice, who has been disinherited by her father based on something that happened like 5 years prior or something to that notion, which we haven't learned yet, but I'm sure we will. We've met all her siblings and her mom. They're all on this like private island, and now we have gotten to the part in here that made me pick up this book from Book of the Month, and that is that the dad left each of them like a game of sorts that they have to play in order to get their inheritance. And it's a little bit messed up, and I'm so stoked. It's really, really fun. Like, I like our point of view of Alice. I think she's entertaining in the sense that she has kind of pushed back against this lifestyle, but I also think there's like effects for her to have lived this way or grown up in this lifestyle with this family. So it's definitely grief. It's definitely family drama. I think there might be a little bit of romance now that I know that she's like a previous romance author. So anyway, I just started this. This is what I decided to start with just because it's like August and I really wanted a summer book before we really head into fall, which was the main reason. So anyway, I'll check back once I get further. So you guys, I got a couch. We got actually 2 couches. This is the one that is going to be in my like library office room here just off the front door. So I decided to sit here and update you guys because I've been reading this book. And so I don't feel like I introed this book very thoroughly in the last clip, but I was just kind of going off of vibes, and I was liking the family. I was liking the dynamics. I'm about like 200 pages into it now. And you guys, you know, those books that just hook you. Like you just really want to get back to it and you want to know what's happening. And I've been homeschooling, like we started homeschooling a week and a half ago. Like I'm still working out my schedule. I feel like I overdid it, but I have no time to read. And I've just been really wanting to read this book, although it is not what I thought it was going to be. Let me be honest. Like when I saw this book on Book of the Month, I was thinking inheritance games, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I was thinking like mazes and games, and it's not. There is an inheritance and there is like tasks that have to be accomplished in order to gain said inheritance. Now we're like deep in the middle of those right now because I'm like halfway through. And not only are these siblings tasked with things, but all of the secrets are coming out, right? Because this is very much a rich, influential family. And we're again following our main character of Alice, who I do find endearing, although not perfect. Like I feel like she has some flaws. She has some characteristics where she doesn't stand up for herself, where she expects like the least out of people. You can kind of see why when you meet her family, but yet they're not all like bad guys. They're not unlikable. I feel like that's probably something that draws me to this story is it's not just a bunch of like unlikable rich people, although they're distasteful in some ways. It's not unlikable. It's like there's some relatability to everybody. And I feel like that's what this author is doing really, really well, where you're like, oh, I can see how they feel that way. They're being a complete jerk or whatever it is. And I don't want to give too much away because I feel like the journey is really fun in this. The reveals are really fun to learn some of the secrets, to hope for the best. I'm hoping that each of our siblings learn something and that they come closer. Like, I don't know if that's like the naive person in me and this is just going to end terribly. I hope it doesn't, but I hope it ends in a way that's one satisfying and not just like everybody gets what they want, but mostly that they're able to see the value in each other, maybe not forgive each other for some of the crappy things that have been done, but see the value in each other and start to build those bridges back up. That's my hopes. I'll be back. I'll be back and I'll let you know if that actually happens. But this book has surprised me. It's not a normal genre I would read. I don't even know what it was labeled as, contemporary probably, because it's very contemporary, but sometimes I just need a story like this. And this is so very summery. So anyway, that's where I'm at, enjoying my new couch. And hopefully I will have some time later today or later this week to finish the book because I just got a Libby notification for an audiobook that I've been waiting for a while. I'll just tell you what it is. It's the latest Riley Sager. So I have it on deck. Clearly that's what I'm going to choose because basically I wanted to do kind of a bit of mood reading and pick my 2025 releases that way, but I'm going to pick that because I now have the audiobook. We'll get into that soon. I finished the book. So like I was saying, or actually I can't quite remember what I was saying because it's been a couple days. I really liked this book. I think it was right place, right time. I think I just needed a just angsty, emotional family drama, and this just, it delivered that. It just delivered that. But I also loved, as I was finishing it out, that it didn't feel like, I wasn't going to say like super happy. It had some realisticness to it where it was like, these are pretty messed up people, who, like rich people, entitled people who just seemed like they felt like they deserved everything that they were given, right? And they had to learn those lessons. It didn't end on the note where it's like, oh, they figured it all out and now they're all really good people. So I really appreciated that. I feel like it could have gone there and I probably would have liked it less. Now I'm trying to decide what I'm going to rate this because initially I probably was thinking like 5 stars, which I'm probably leaning that way. It's definitely like a 4.5 or a 5 star. I wanted to read this book. I think I was saying that in the last clip, where I was distracted by how much I wanted to read this book. I wanted to get back to Alice's story. I wanted to see what was going to happen with her and Jack. I wanted to see what was going to happen with her siblings. So if you want those just like complicated sibling dynamics, family secrets, drama, all the things, pick this up. It's such a wonderful summer read. And I'm so happy I got it kind of on a whim. So obviously I picked up this book next. Like I was saying, my Libby hold came in because when I had this video idea and I filmed my intro for this vlog, I had like 2 weeks left on my hold for Libby and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get it in time. And for some reason it just like became available, which is fantastic. So I am reading Riley Sager with a vengeance. And I got really far yesterday. I got to page 137. The reason I got that far was because I had dental work like a lot and my jaw is still so sore and I just don't like the dentist, you guys. I'm not like phobic, I just don't like it. It causes me so much pain. It causes my gums issues because I have an autoimmune that causes gum problems. And so I listened to my audiobook. I asked if that was okay, and they're like, yes, go ahead. So I just listened, and I do realize I probably did not catch everything that I should have. So let me give you just a bit of a synopsis. So this book is about our main character of Anna Matheson, who has suffered a lot of tragedy in her past with her family, and in the present day, which is 1942, Philadelphia, I think is where this starts. She has collected the people responsible for her family's suffering and downfall and death of a number of her family members, and she has collected them onto a train, and they respond to kind of an anonymous letter that individually gets them all there, and they think they're going to be safe in numbers, but she has a whole plan. And then the train sets off from Philadelphia to Chicago, and it very much has Murder on the Orient Express vibes to it, but not totally. Some of the things I do love, though, is it introduced our characters very thoroughly at the beginning. Like, so there's like 6 people she invites, and it goes through each of them. And so you get to know them just enough to distinguish them in your head, because that's the problem a lot of times with murder mysteries. If there's too big of a cast of characters, you can get them all confused. But it was a small enough cast that I was understanding what was going on. I was following it, even though I was like getting dental work done. I was following what was going on, and I'm liking it so far. I really like our main character. I feel like, yes, she wants revenge, but she's also a little bit like skittish. Like, she's like, I don't know if I really want to do this, but I have to do this because my family deserves vengeance, sort of idea. And you know, based on the synopsis, that someone is going to die, maybe a little bit unexpectedly. Like, that's not her big master plan. Things just start going off the rails. You kind of know that's coming. What surprised me was the person. I don't know if it's the first person, but the person to die at this point was really, really interesting to me, and it wasn't who I was expecting. And I'm just not sure where this is going to go now. I'm not sure who's doing what, and I'm really excited to read it. I love, you guys, I love a closed door, small cast of characters mystery, and this is providing that in spades. This is my kind of murder mystery book, and I love that it's Riley Sager who's writing it, so I'm hoping that this feeling continues as I continue to read it. Now that I've updated you, I can keep reading it. So that's my plan for the rest of today, because I just finished up all my homeschool planning. It's Saturday. I always plan my homeschool on Saturday, and so I'm done, and so now I'm just gonna go sit on the back deck, and I'm gonna read and watch my kids play with the entire neighborhood. It's fantastic. So anyway, so far so good. Okay guys, I often come out on my deck, but I never know if it's gonna be like too windy or not, so let's just see how this goes. I finished With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I loved it. I really did. I feel like, I don't know if this is getting mixed reviews or not, but Riley Sager tends to get mixed reviews. I feel like for some reason, people are awfully harsh on his books. Like, they hold him to like this super high standard. You guys, this is just a fun, good time. This is similar, in my opinion, to The Only One Left that came out 2 summers ago. I feel like this had a very similar setup where you're getting to know the story, all this, and then it kind of goes off the rails at the end. And there's like reveal after reveal, and sometimes it's a little far-fetched, and sometimes you're like, that is a little bit of a plot hole. But you know what? To me, these books are fun. End of story. And like I was saying in the last clip, I really do like closed-door mysteries. I really like a small cast of characters, and this is exactly what was happening in here. And I think why I like it so much is because I like predicting. I like not trusting anybody. I like being like, well, what if it's this person? Oh my gosh, this whole time it's been that person. I ping pong from character to character, trying to figure out who it is, but not like giving it too much thought, because at the same time, it's one of these kinds of books, like I would say a popcorn thriller, where you're just there for the ride. If I try to critique this or be like, that's not following logically, I will not enjoy it as much. And to me, that's silly. I know some people read these and they really want it to just like be brilliantly tied up, and I feel like that'd be wonderful. I don't know if I've ever read his books and found that to be the case. Trying to decide what to give this still, because I finished this yesterday. I always have a tough time with 5 stars for thrillers. It's definitely a 4-star. It's probably a 4.5 star, but I don't know if I would go full 5-star. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing, but I really liked it. I liked it, and I'm so glad I picked it up. So you guys, this vlog has been fantastic, but I do want to finish it out with one more book, one more 2025 release. And I'm having a tough time picking because the last 2 I picked were like really recent purchases, but I have picked up some books early in 2025. Let me grab my stack here. That are 2025 releases, and I haven't gotten to them yet, are Infinite Fates by Laura Steven, I have Wild Dark Shores by Charlotte McConaughey. I really want to get to that. And Silver Elite by Danny Francis. And I just don't know what I want. I feel like I want a fantasy. We'll start with that because the last two books I've read was a contemporary and a thriller. So I want a fantasy. These are both no, this is a standalone and this is going to be a series. Oh, actually, let's just do this. Let's do the standalone because the other two books I've read in this vlog have been standalones. So I think I'm gonna go with Our Infinite Fates. Now, from what I understand this to be about is kind of a time loopy type story where these two people who are destined to be in love keep finding each other in different lifetimes, but they also keep killing each other in different lifetimes. And then this last like time frame, our female main character for some reason wants to break the time loop. It has something to do with her sister. I'm not sure. It's actually not that long, 330 pages. So I'm gonna hop in and this will be my final book of the vlog. All right, guys, I was down here on the floor filming already, and so I wanted to give you a book update. So like I said, I started Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens. This is so good. So there's Arden and Evelyn. And the way this story is being told, because I'm about 110 pages in, the way this is being told is past and present timelines. Because since they have been linked throughout time, they come back in different bodies, basically, different people, different stories, different families, and they find each other, and then it goes badly. But different things happen throughout these lives, and what's interesting is our main male character of Arden, he knows more, but he's not sharing. Evelyn does not, and she keeps asking. She's very curious as to why this is the way it is, because she remembers these past lives not clearly. Like she remembers the recent ones, but then it gets a little fuzzy, but we're talking thousands of years, like Roman Empire, all these things. So I'm really enjoying the hops back in time because you'll hear about their story in Siberia or South America or Rome, and you'll get bits of it. And Evelyn will get a little bit more of the story as we will as readers. And I'm really enjoying this. Now, I think why this book lands and why it's so popular is because it's really good at just evoking emotion. You just feel it with them. I feel like there's a lot of books where you have to become very attached to feel all the emotions, but in this book, it just feels like there's this epic love and then there's epic like despair and grief, like heightened love and heightened grief. And you sit in it from chapter after chapter. And there's also these like beautiful poems and they're very reflective. So I feel like this is a kind of book where if you want to just sit in all of your feelings, it's beautiful and wonderful. And the overarching premise is interesting and I want to know what's going on. I want to know what started this time loop and we're gonna get that, I'm sure. But I also am just really enjoying my time. Even though I'm only in the very beginning of this book, it's causing me to reflect. Not just on their life, but on my life, which I feel like is the makings of a really good book. And that's my first impressions of this book, is that's why I'm liking it. Like there's not this crazy plot line or it's not twisty in some way. It just brings all the feels. So I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm guessing it's gonna keep doing that. I've heard the reason behind this like situation, time loop thing will just rip your heart out. And I'm like not even sure if I'm ready because I'm already like very emotional, but that's my update. I will probably get back to you when I finish it. You guys, I really enjoy making these videos and I'm so sorry if you like B-roll. I can't B-roll. Like there's been things I've done, like we went to the fair, like I repotted all my plants and I listened to the entirety of the Riley Sager book, but I just don't B-roll. My kids are all over the place. It's just not my life, and so I'm okay with that. I hope you are too. Really, you're just gonna get my updates on the book. But anyway, I'll be back probably when I finish this because it's going very quickly. All right, guys, I finished the book. So I almost stopped like at the 200 mark to give you guys an update because I was feeling a certain way and I knew the end was going to be really good, which it was, and potentially overpower how I was feeling midway through. Our main character of Evelyn doesn't necessarily know who Arden is, and so she's kind of always looking for him, and so it results in some very interesting situations in our present timeline, which I really liked. I liked how she was fighting for her sister. I really felt that tension of where it mattered. It really mattered how it was going to go down in this lifetime. Like she really wanted to make it past her 18th birthday. Okay, all that stuff. But then it started to get a little repetitive. Now this book is compared to Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I read that book. I felt like that book was good, but bloated in the middle. I always felt like it was too repetitive, and this book started to have that same feeling for me. Even though I really love the story, I really am connected with the characters. Like I was saying in that first clip, I immediately latched onto all their big emotions. I still felt like this middle part was too much, because when I think about it, it's like 330 pages, and all the stories did matter for the overarching storyline, but I just felt bored. And yes, I can see it in hindsight why we were given the stories in the order we were given the stories to tell the complex journey, right? And so I get it, but I still was not reaching for it there in the middle as much. And then the end, yeah, I really liked the reveal. I thought it was really well done. I thought it really messed with your emotions even more. And yes, it is very much this just epic love story. It is fantasy, but it doesn't feel that fantastical other than the aspect of kind of the multiple lives, reincarnation, the origin stories, like how this all started, is fantastical in nature. Yes, very much so. But the story in and of itself doesn't really focus on that, in my opinion. It feels more romantic, contemporary kind of storyline, because it does deal with more of those like love, grief, all the big emotions. And so I know I'm repeating myself. But as for ratings, because I had to think on this for a couple days, because the end feels 5 stars. The beginning felt 5 stars. The middle felt like 3.5, 4 stars. And so I think I'm going to give it a 4.25. That's where I'm going to land. 4.25 stars, which is I think actually where I landed on the Riley Sager one, is 4.25 stars. These Summer Storms, With a Vengeance, and now Our Infinite Fates. 4 or 5 stars. Somewhere in there. I have given them all. I'm really glad I decided to try and read down some of my 2025 new release books. If I can make it happen this fall, I'm going to do another installment of this to try and finish off reading those, because if I'm going to get them the year they are released, I want to read them. Like I've said on this channel before, I don't have big like read down my shelves goals, but I feel like if I'm picking them up this year, I want to read them this year. So anyway, that's all I have for this video. I really enjoyed making it. I will make another. Let me know what you guys think about any of these books if you have read them. And since they're all 2025 releases, I feel like they're being talked about currently, especially the Riley Sager book. So let me know what you think. But if you don't necessarily have anything you want to say, let's do a clock of some sort, like a time-related emoji for this book. But otherwise, give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next book video. All right, guys, take care. Bye.